Hey y'all. So I got a lot of questions and comments following the last video that I posted. Let me first say thank you guys so much for all the love. I'm so glad that you guys learned something from that post. I hate that, the camera cut off and I wasn't able to go through the whole face to show you guys the full routine. But I wanted to just take a second to answer some of the questions that you had, specifically this one right here. About how did I achieve the smoothness under my eyes. First, let me start by saying that in my opinion, your look is not complete if your under eyes are not done. So this is to me a crucial step or a crucial part of your completed face. So I'm going to take this very small, this is a detailed brush, and this is from a company called Suva Beauty. And so I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to pick up a black eyeshadow. I'm just going to grab a deep black eyeshadow from this eyeshadow palette. This is actually the James Charles and Morphe palette. I'm going to pick up that black and I'm going to place that only in my waterline. So if you can't find that Suva Beauty brush, Morphe also makes one. It's a very small, again, it's a detailed brush. And this is a Morphe M250-0. Next, we're going to take a smaller brush. So this is a small feathered brush. I'm not sure where I got this brush in an empty box, so I'm not sure what the name of this brush is. But you can also use a flat shader brush. So this is also a Morphe brush. And then I am going to go in the palette I used to create this eye. This is the Morphe 35T, the Sweetest Tea palette. That's what that palette looks like. I'm going to pick up a light shimmer color. I'm going to use that one right here. And then I'm going to apply this right underneath my waterline, so directly on my lash line. It's important for me to note really quickly before I move on is to really understand your eyes. So in addition to having hooded eyes, I also have protruding eyes. So there's like this little like fat pocket, if you will, that's underneath my eye. So like a bag under my eye. Some people have their eyelids, their bottom lid sits flat on their face. And so they don't have this little protrusion here. And this is why it's so important for you to understand your face and become very comfortable with your face. So what I'm going to do, I am going to just blend this out right underneath right on my lash line, underneath where I placed my eyeliner. And so use the lines in your eyes. So having these lines in my eyes, it helps. So I'm going to use this line here as my guide. And I'm just sweeping it right underneath that. Pick up more as you need it. And I'm just staying underneath there. This is why it's important to use smaller tools when we're in these delicate areas. It's okay if you don't see this right away. I promise you, we'll get where we're going. The last step, I'm going to take a small fluffy brush. Again, we're using small brushes. Again, this is something I got in an Ipsy box, so I don't remember who makes this brush, but you can see it's small. It's not really dense. It's kind of feathered. You want to take a small brush like that, and then I'm going to take this dark purple color that's in my outer corner, which is this shade right down here. This shade right down here. I'm going to pick this up. Dust off, tap off the excess. And so right underneath where I placed that light color, see there's a little line under my eye. So I'm using my lines as a guide. And I am going to sweep this, staying right underneath where that shimmer is. And I'm just lightly sweeping this across my eye. I'm not going to go all the way down into that pocket because that's going to drag my eye down. So I want to stay right underneath there. I'm trying to do this looking up so you guys can see it. And I'm sweeping right underneath. And I'm going to drag it back to the corner to connect it to the outer corner of my eye. All right, I'm going to take a makeup remover cloth and I'm going to remove some of that darker color off this brush because I'm going to go back in with this brush. Now I'm going to pick up the lighter shade that's under my eye, which is actually, it's actually this shade here from the palette, from this James Charles palette. I'm going to pick that up, dust off the excess, and then right underneath that purple, I'm going to blend that out so that it's not harsh. And again, using that line as my guide, being very careful. We're just going to just lightly buff out the bottom so it's not harsh. And you don't need much. The last step, we're going to add mascara to the lower lashes. And my lower lashes are really non-existent. So the trick is, do not put the mascara on your lash line, right? That's going to smudge and make this really kind of messy. So you want to place the mascara only on the actual lashes. So being very careful, take your time. And I'm only touching my lashes. You can use the tip if that helps. Very careful. I'm only coating my lashes. And we're done, right? So what I did is I'm creating illusion. That's really what we're doing with makeup. So there's two things you want to remember. You want to darken things you want to hide or recede, and you're going to brighten things you want to bring forth or accentuate. So light accentuates, dark recesses. And so what I did is to get rid of that puffiness or those bags under my eyes, by putting that light shimmer on the rim of my eye, I brought that forward, and then I diminished by taking those darker shadows. I diminished the puffiness because now when you look at my eye, you're drawn to that shimmer and not the bags under my eyes. The reason that I do that is because I found that white in my waterline was not flattering on my eye. Because of the protrusion, it just got messy. And by accident, I put a shimmer in the corner of my eye, and it went a little too far this way. And I was like, And so I started to play with that and realized, you know what? I can accentuate my eyes. I can open them up, make them look a little brighter, make them look a little brighter just by doing that. So I encourage you to experiment and play in your face. So again, guys, do what works for you. It's just makeup. If you mess something up or something doesn't come out right, wipe it off, start again. It's just makeup. Have fun, be creative, and my favorite saying is to embrace your face. Learn the ins and outs of your face and what works on your face, and you will master your face in no time. Bye, guys.